WMEL.
It's the Talk to Me Network on AM 1510, FM 99.9, 94.7, and 100.7. The views expressed on the following program are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and are not necessarily those of WMEL staff, management, or advertisers.
This is Joe Steckler, folks, your host for Helping Seniors, the radio arm of Helping Seniors of Brevard. We are an organization that was developed and founded in 2011. Our objectives are to inform and educate people about the many wonderful resources that are available in Brevard County to help seniors and those that care for seniors. And then once they know about them, we help connect these people to seniors. There's so much misinformation out there. That's why one of the reasons why I started the program in 2011. For many years, we did this under the guise of the Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation, but we had a difference of opinion back many years ago, and they no longer did what we're doing here. And I felt there was a great need for this to keep people informed. We needed to unite seniors. We needed to unite people that took care of seniors so that we could do a better job of capitalizing on the very, very limited funds that were available to care for seniors. So that was our objective. We have continued on the original plan, and today something truly, truly wonderful happened. And all nonprofits, you've been reading all this stuff in the paper about the nonprofits and the CBO funds. Well, some of it's true, but some of it's not true. And I've got an article coming out in Hometown News probably next week. I advise you to read it and see if you can help understand the situation as it really is, because we try to nail the nail really a little more squarely on the head is so we can give you what the really facts of the matter is. So, but nonprofits struggle. All of us struggle. And helping seniors is no different than anybody else. We have to make our own way. I do not take any pay, and most of you that have been following me over the years know that. But the people who work for us, they do have to be paid, and we need to do a better job of raising money for seniors. And back in 1994, I went to AJ Hires, and I talked to AJ about helping us with our daycare. And AJ provided a car for us to raffle off. And he gave us the car, and we helped each other. But AJ did a lot more. He gave me vans free to transport people to and from the daycares. He did all the hauling of the car. He helped with the publicity in the paper that we couldn't afford. But all of this never really came out. So here's helping seniors. We're struggling along. We're trying to do something. So I went to AJ again, and I said, AJ, I need your help. He said, what do you need? I said, I need to buy a car, and but I can't pay a lot for it, and I want something that we can raffle off. And he said, let me think about it. He thought about it 2 days, and he called me and asked me to come down. I went down this morning to the Mazda store, and parked underneath one of the overhangs was a 1951 Ford Victoria, 3-speed transmission, black matte finish, gold top, gold and black interior, completely refurbished. It's the same type of car that Robert Mitchum drove in Thunder Road, the movie Thunder Road back in the 50s. And I said, AJ, I can't afford this car. He said, yes, you can. I said, what do you mean? He said, the cost to you is zero. It's zero, Joe. He said, I want you to take the car. It's from my private collection. I want you to help seniors with this car and raise money so that you can make sure your program is solidly established so you can help other organizations. And one of the other organizations is a lady who's with me today with Senior Care Brevard.
Yes. Senior Care Brevard,
and it's adult daycare. We're going to talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about today. But I just had to tell you all about AJ because he's been a wonderful friend over the years, and I know that AJ has worked hard to get to where he is, and he's got some beautiful stores. And those of you that need new cars, if you go to AJ, if you want a Chrysler, if you want a Dodge truck, if you want a Mazda, you want a Kia, you want anything like that, you can go to AJ, and he'll give you the best possible price he can. So I intend to do everything I can to help that man sell his cars because he's trying to help us provide for seniors. And that's a quid pro quo, and it's a very fair, honest quid pro quo because there are no strings attached to the car. He said, just take it and make as much money as you can to help seniors, Joe. And I thank him for that. But we have a bunch of other sponsors. Some of those sponsors include the Eye Institute, Dr. Lee Sheldon, Bill Johnson, Elvar Attorney. This radio station is on Beachside, Ebony News Today, Riverview Senior Resort, the Brevard Chiropractic, Mark Street Memory Care, and a whole bunch. And we're adding a bunch of new ones. One of our newest is the Pit Crew Roofing. And I like to talk about that because most roofers just come out and they can just take care of the roof. But they are also a construction company, so if there's a problem that's gone down onto your walls, they can fix the roof and the walls at the same time. And I had him on my television show. I did a show with him last week. And folks, I was very impressed. And he was impressed with the scope of our operation and what we're doing. So it's all about publicity. It's helping people understand that there are some good private businesses in our community that are willing to help seniors. And one of the things that we get, one of the biggest requests in the Office for Help on is roofing. Older people just don't know how to do it. And we've helped a bunch of people just with the reverse mortgage thing with Barbara McIntyre, showing people there's a way they can use the equity in their home safely. You don't lose your house or anything. You just have to understand it. But more about that. Right now I want to talk with Marianna. Marianna Hutchinson, who is the director over at the Adult Day Healthcare, Brevard Health.
Senior Care of Brevard.
Senior Care. I got to get that right.
That's okay.
I'm so used to saying the Alzheimer's Foundation, it's hard to say some of the other ones. But
sure.
Marianna, tell us a little bit about adult day healthcare. Just what is adult day healthcare? Because so many people don't understand. I like to talk about elements of care. We have home care, day care, assisted living care. We have, and then we have nursing home care, and we have a whole scope of things. And I believe we should try to keep the people in the lowest cost element as low as we can, and that's what your care is.
Yes, and I completely agree with you, Joe. That adult day care is respite care during the day for the caregivers.
Right.
What we do is we help the longevity of the senior, the adult that has Alzheimer's or dementia, be able to stay at their home and not be put into an assisted living facility. What we like to do is the daycare, the clients come in and we give them lots of activities throughout the day. A daycare really is to help the caregivers go spend the day shopping, spend a day for themselves, go to work, give a little break for the caregivers while their loved one is being loved by and cared for by my staff.
Do you have anybody that works for you that can't give them a hug when they get out of the car in the morning?
No, I do not. We give lots of hugs and forehead kisses, and we embrace all our clients as if they are our own family, which they are.
Well, that's extremely important. That's one of the things I have to tell you, Marianna. When I ran the the Alzheimer's Foundation, if a person that worked in a daycare could not put their arms around a person and give them a hug, they didn't work for us.
Correct. And I feel the same way.
That's exactly the way I feel. But you mentioned something else called respite. A lot of people don't. We talk about being a break for the caregiver, but it's also a different type of challenge for the care receiver, because that person it's in the adult day healthcare, they are exposed to other people, and sometimes they respond to other people where they would not respond to their own family member the same way.
That is true.
I've seen that happen a lot of times.
Yes. That is true. They do tend to listen. We have a wonderful staff that is lots of longevity. They've been there for forever and a day, I would say. And the clients really listen well to them because my staff listens to the clients' needs. And they really go above and beyond their help. And there are times some caregivers will come in and say how we couldn't get this one to go to the bathroom, or we couldn't get her to eat. And sure enough, we have our staff that calms them down and gets them in a different realm of sort. And our clients, they listen well to my staff.
Do you take care do you accept clients that are not continent?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Do you also have a capability to give showers?
Yes, we do. We have personal care showers at our facility. Not all our clients take that, but we do have a few that have one every day.
Well, the reason I ask you that, Marianna, because one of the most difficult things for the caregiver at home to do many times is to get the person that has dementia to take a shower or take a bath. They sometimes, for some reason, they seem to have an aversion to it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to take a shower or bath, and so that's why it's great. Because a lot of time when they get out of the home environment, and somebody else is taking care of them, they're very happy to do the things that you ask them to do.
Yes, that is true. They do. And, you have those days just like anybody does. And they fight, but we get them going and calm them down, and they feel so much better after that.
Where exactly in Cocoa Beach are you located?
Well, Joe, we're in Cocoa Village, and we are located on, our address is 234 Willard Street.
Okay, Cocoa Village, I'm familiar where Brevard Avenue is in Cocoa Village.
Okay, we are, it's really considered 520. We are right on the corner of Florida Ave and Willard Street. 520 becomes Willard Street when you hit Cocoa Village, coming off the bridge from Merritt Island.
Okay, so are you on the main thoroughfare there?
We are on the main thorough. We are on the, we are 2 blocks west of the Yacht Club there in Cocoa Village.
Oh, okay, I know where that is.
Yes, and we are on the right-hand side.
And what time do you open?
We open 7 in the morning and close till at 5.
Have you ever get requests for people that want weekend care?
We have not at this time. We've kind of ventured thinking to doing that for ourselves, but it just was not a big demand. There are some clients that have asked for some weekend for respite, just a couple hours, that wouldn't benefit us for opening, so we do refer them to other companies that do offer that.
And I think that's just something that we could explain to our listeners, because too many times listeners think that the cost of adult daycare is too costly, Marianna, and you have to weigh the options. You think about it, I think your charge is $65 for a whole day.
That is correct, yes.
And when you think about it, if somebody put their loved one in there for a 6, 7, 8 hour day, a full day, 5 days a week, that's $300. Times 4 is $1,200. That's a far cry from $5,000 or $6,000 in an assisted living facility.
Correct.
So they don't weigh the cost of what they would save, because what is your staffing ratio of your people to the clients? What's the staffing ratio nowadays?
Well, the standard for a regular adult daycare facility is 6 to 1. We have specialized license as a specialty Alzheimer's facility, which has brought our ratio to 5 to 1.
Okay.
We carry this license. Any daycare can apply for this license, but we are the only ones in Zone 7, which is consisted within Brevard County, Volusia, Central Florida area. And the requirements to have that is to be a lockdown facility, and you have significant training. So for your staff has to have 4 hours annual training of Alzheimer's dementia. Normally, it's about an hour for an annual training, but they have a higher requirement of training for the staff and more in-depth care plans that we have to provide for our clients.
Okay, do you have a nurse on staff?
Yes, we have a nurse on staff that has to be there 75% of the time we are open, and or have one on call. So we have an RN that, as well as an LPN.
Oh, you have RPN and an LPN?
Yes, we do.
And they're part of the same team that takes care of the people?
Yes, they do. And our staff that we have, our aides, we have 2 of them that are med techs. So they help assist with assisting with medication. If all they can do is self-administer with the nurse's supervision of sort.
So you keep medications for all your clients that take medications and ensure that they get their medications on time.
Yes, we do.
And you can take care of the people that are incontinent, and you give showers.
Yes.
Is there an extra charge for a shower?
There is. There is an extra charge, which is $16 for a shower. Now, obviously, if there was an accident or something occurred, there's no charge, but it's part of the contract. If they would like to have a shower out of pocket, they would be paying $16.
Okay.
There are Medicaid programs that do offer personal care within the program, so the insurance would cover that.
Well, let's talk about how people pay for daycare, because I think that's also important. And just in our own personal discussion before the show, I was talking to Marianna folks. I've been doing this for 29 years, so I know I'll probably know more of the ins and outs than she does of the system right now, and that's one of the reasons that we took on the advocacy council at Helping Seniors, and Marianna doesn't know about that. She might probably want to get involved in the advocacy council when she knows about it, because this is a way that some of our businesses are going to be able to promote their own business through the advocacy work, because it doesn't do any good to have all these programs available to help people if people don't know about them.
Right.
It's fine to say that people are going to come in your home and care for people, but sometimes the people that have dementia need to get out. And while we never advocated taking a person that had dementia and taking them on long trips and taking them away from their familiar settings, sometimes it's good to get them out and for short trips and do things, especially if they know the people. And that's one of the advantages of going to an adult day health care that has a stable staff and that you can afford to send your people there, because they tend to understand more what's happening to them, Marianna.
Right. I agree very much with that.
So who is your activity director over there? Do you do that, or who?
I do not. We have an activities coordinator. Her name is Bobby. She's a wonderful activities coordinator. She plans our monthly calendars and for the clients, and we have lots of activities that come in, such as music. We have dancing that comes in. We have karaoke that comes in. Our clients just love music.
They do. I know that.
So we kind of do, our programs are really more a lot on music, because that just brings back so many memories of their youth and everything. And it just strikes those clients to tell us good stories.
Are you up on all of the dance teams and things in Brevard County that go around the daycares and the ladies that do the troop dancing and?
We have one group that does tap dancing that comes in. They're just phenomenal ladies.
And how about the Irish dancers, the young girls of the Irish dancers?
No, we haven't had them.
Yeah, they're very good.
Okay.
A person that you might call sometime is Janet Steiner.
Okay.
Steiner, Janet Steiner, over at the Alzheimer's Foundation. And I don't even know if I remember the number of 2544440. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
You probably know it over at your office. But call Janet sometime and ask Janet, because Janet's a music teacher, and she has dance groups, and she has access to the Irish folk dancers, and they, while they may work for another organization, they still have these organizations that do like to go out and provide services and pet therapy.
We do have pet therapy. Yes, we have 2 precious dogs that come in.
Do you know, Elaine Cook of Handy Pro?
No.
Elaine Cook of Handy Pro. If you get a copy of the Senior Scene magazine, look on there. Elaine's in there, and I did a TV show with her dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how well-mannered the dogs are.
Wow.
And she has a couple of big dogs. One was it was a Rhodesian, I think.
Oh.
And but they were so well behaved that I had those. One of them had in my lap, and the other was at my feet during a 26-minute TV show. So that shows you how well trained her dogs are.
Sure,
So,
unbelievable.
and she loves to go around to places to do this.
Okay, yeah, we have two. We do have pet therapy. So we do have a black lab that's named Trinity that comes in, and then another little dog named Coco that comes
Coco,
in.
right?
Yes.
Coco Beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. How many are you licensed to care for at your facility?
We're licensed to care for 64.
64?
Yes, our facility can hold 64.
You mentioned something about Zone 7.
Yes.
Can you tell me? That's one thing. Area 7 is a PSA. Is that PSA 7 you're talking about when you say Zone 7? Orange, Osceola, Seminole, and
Yes.
Brevard County?
Yes, according to ACA.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
And now what did you say about the qualifications in Zone 7?
Well, in Zone 7, we as of today, we are the only ones carrying that specialty Alzheimer's license for daycares. As when you pull up the ACA site, it shows that we are the only ones holding that specialty license. Now, it shows that all these others that are daycares, but what qualified us as that is we applied for this license. So any daycare can apply for that license and show them that they hold those standards that are required for that.
Okay.
And
All right.
what just helped us to show that our main focus is caring for the Alzheimer's and disabled and those that are at their end stages of the disease.
And what, folks, one of the reasons I'm asking Marianna so many questions is that one of the jobs that we're trying to do at the Alzheimer's or at the Helping Seniors is to get more of our daycares to try to work together because they all have to bring clients in to make ends meet. But if we all work together, there are enough clients out there in Brevard County that are dementia qualified. We just have to figure out how to make people work together better, and then we have to figure out some way to develop a better source of funding to take care of all these people. If we do it honestly, we can help a lot more. So I see the music is on, and I've got to take a mid-show break. We'll come back on the other side, and I got about 9 or 10 other questions I want to ask Marianna on the other side, so stay with us.
WMEL.
Lillian McDermott, weekdays at noon on AM 1510, FM 99.9, 94.7, and 100.7.
This is Joe Steckler, folks. We're back live with the second half of the show. And just remember that Helping Seniors was designed to educate, inform, and help connect seniors and those that care for seniors to the wonderful resources that we have available in Brevard County. It's all paid for through our sponsors, partners, car raffle we're going to do, and we raise our own money. There's just not a whole lot of money, and the county's trying to take away the CBO funds, community-based operation funds, and I've got an article coming out in 2 weeks in Hometown News. I ask you to please read that article because it tells us the honest story of what CBO funds are, why they were given, and what we stand to lose if we lose them because we need your help in calling your commissioner to say, don't do that. Don't do away with those funds. There's a lot of reasons why Brevard County has gotten itself into the debt it's gotten itself into, but it shouldn't be gotten out of debt at the expense of some very frail seniors and children, and that's the wrong way to do it. Actually, quite frankly, the way to do it is to put an increased tax on there and charge everybody just a little bit more. But if you put a tax out there, make sure the tax you put there is used for the roads and make sure it's not used for something else and somebody's got a grandiose dream about what they need to do and then kick the can down another road another 20 years and cause people to be overburdened with debt. We've done the same thing at the national level. We don't need to do it on our homegrown own front because we can control what happens here. We may not be able to control Washington, but we can control Brevard County if we do a better job. Some of the seniors that some of those programs help pay for the show include Hometown News, Senior Scene Magazine, Seniors Helping Seniors, Barbara McIntyre, Home Equity Specialist, Canadian Meds, Ear Care, Vitas Hospice, the Eye Institute, Aldea Today, Handy Pro of the Space Coast, and Veterans Realty. I want to give you a couple phone numbers. I didn't do it the first time. Kay, our information specialist, her number is 473-7770, 473-7770. And if you really want to know more about what we do and this show I'm doing today with Marianna Hutchinson from Brevard Senior Care
of Brevard.
Senior, I know I got to do that. Senior
That's
Care
okay.
Brevard. This show will be archived on our website, helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. So you can hear what Marianna has to say about her daycare, what it can do, how it can help you, and how it can give you a break, give you some respite for yourself, and also give a change of scenery for the person that you're caring for. With in-home respite, a person may have dementia. So there's just a lot of reasons why you need to know about this program, the programs that we do to try to hook you up with so that you can be cared for. The other thing is pretty soon we'll have professional pictures of the 1951 Ford Victoria sedan that A.J. Hars gave us this morning. That's like zero cost, folks. He gave it to us to help us raise money to help seniors. That's the honest to God truth. There's no strings attached to it. AJ gave it to me. AJ said, "You're not saying very much, Joe." I said, "AJ, I'm darn near speechless." I said, "This I never expected." He said, "Well, you've helped people a long time. It's time for somebody to help you help them." So that's why AJ did it. I intend to make sure that people know that he did it, but I also intend to make sure that people know more about what senior needs really are. And that's the purpose of the Advocacy Council of the Helping Seniors program. And you can find out all about that by going onto the website. But advocacy can be used for a lot of things. One of the things we want to advocate for is to talk about programs such that Marianna has with her adult day health care, because it is important that more of our people, and your location, Marianna, probably is about in the center of one of the areas of greatest need in Brevard. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are. It is. It's great, centrally located. The areas that we cover is Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, Merritt Island, Rockledge, South Titusville, Port St. John, up to Sentry, and Cocoa.
Okay. Now, you provide transportation as a slight cost, and I think people need to know about that, because your transportation cost is very minimal. And so tell people a little about how you run the transportation, what it costs per trip, and what time would you pick somebody up in the morning if they were coming for a full day?
Sure, Joe. So the transportation we have are 2 handicap accessible vans. They can take wheelchair. We have a couple wheelchair people that are tied down. And for transportation, for one way, it is $6. So a round trip day is $12 for someone to pay for this service. For pickup, since we open at 7 in the morning, it really varies on the client's need, the caregiver's needs, excuse me. Some caregivers say they don't need to be picked up till 9. The client needs to be picked up at 9. So our drivers, we have a list of clients. So our drivers work a schedule based on the needs of the caregivers.
Okay.
And then we leave the facility around 3:30 to take the clients home, because most clients usually need to be home around 4 and any time after that.
It's even at that, it's a long day.
It is. It is a long day.
But have you ever? As I remember, the clients used to really like to ride the bus ride.
They do. They really enjoy it, and we have 2 wonderful drivers right now that the clients love to play games on the bus with them, and the driver, he as well plays music for them, and they always get off in the morning with these bright smiles and enjoy the ride in.
Okay. Let's talk about the food. One of the things that people that have dementia is one of the highlights of their day are the meals. Mm-hmm. Do you have snacks as well as a meal?
We do. Our clients come in the morning, and we serve them toast and coffee if they haven't eaten, or they bring in their own breakfast that they're interested in, haven't eaten yet or interested in eating. Then we have a Brevard kitchen that supplies us a hot meal for lunch. So this is a already planned, scheduled meal that they provide us a calendar of the foods and everything. They have it already cooked. We bring it in. They bring it in, and we just serve it for them. We do have a few clients that have to have it pureed, so we do serve that service for those clients and help feed them.
Do you puree the food yourself? Or
We
does it
do.
come?
No, it does not come pureed. We do puree it ourselves. We have a food manager certified who does that, the blending of the food for those clients. We only do that for those clients that have given us an order from the doctor to have that pureed. And then we do an afternoon snack for the clients, cookies, fruit, and throughout the day they are provided water. So the huge push that we have for our clients is to drink water. One thing they don't like to do is drink water and keep themselves.
I can identify with that. My wife is listening to this show, and she knows that I'm going to say that I don't drink as much water as I should. And I know I should because Dr. Lee Sheldon, the dentist, has always telling me to drink more water, and he talks about it on the show.
Yeah.
It's important so that everything works correctly in the body as you get older to drink more water.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life. The older we get, we need to consume more water, and I'm sure I know Terry, you're saying Joan's talking this good stock again, but is he not doing it? But you know that. Arnold Palmer you make is a lot better than this plain old water.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what's a good thing with water? You can always flavor it up with some lime, some lemon, strawberries, and it adds a great flavor to the water.
It doesn't taste the same, though.
No,
it's not as good. It's not
I
as
know.
good. And
I know.
But you're actually right. Generally speaking, how do people pay for your service?
Well, there's a couple ways. We have contracts, so they can do a private pay out of the pocket, or if they have long-term care Medicaid services, provide that. Certain insurance companies have that program here in the state of Florida. The ones that we have contract with are Aetna, Humana, United Health, Sunshine Health, and Aging Matters of Brevard provide CCE.
So you're getting clients from all four of the state providers then?
We are at this time, yes.
How does it work now? Do you recommend them to them, or do they recommend to you?
A little bit of both.
Both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
It should be a give and take thing because the other thing, and I know that every daycare has to fight for survival, but it would be a wonderful thing if all the daycares would realize that we could probably all do a lot better in attracting clients if we could be mindful of the fact that if we can cause the clients to drive shorter distances to get to the daycare, more people might be apt to bring their people to daycare and eliminate the bus fee. There are just so many ways that by working together, Marianna, that all the daycares could prosper. The people needing the help could get more help, and we could spread the state money around honestly instead of having maybe one organization get it all.
I agree.
Which is what's happening now.
Yes, it is.
It's just a fact of life. And it doesn't mean that a person in Cocoa Beach has any greater need than a person in Titusville or a person down in Mickle. When you have dementia, you have dementia. The needs are equal the same, and the people have a great need for respite care. The families, if you're listening to the broadcast, if you don't have anybody that has dementia in your family, if you've never been exposed to dementia, you just can't truly appreciate sometimes the agonizing days, the long days of people that have dementia and they're burdened with that care.
That is true.
It takes a lot of love, and it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of understanding. And I never will forget the first talk I ever gave on Alzheimer's was back in 1994. It was over at Barnes & Noble. And that group asked me to come over and speak to the people. And there was a young woman, she was in her 30s, and she was sitting in the front row, really looking at me very intently. I turned out later that she had early stages of dementia. It's one of the youngest people I've ever met that had dementia. But once I realized that she had dementia, it was really hard to give that talk. It was hard, but I had to do it. I just had to do it. Do you all have support groups?
We don't at this time. I know we had some before I came on board as the director. We did. Our previous director did some caregiver support groups.
These are ways, Marianna, to help spread the word about, whether or not you all can do a good job. And I highly recommend every daycare to try to do as much as they can in the way of a information type group or something like that, because it helps people understand what they can do and how they can be helped.
Sure.
So you're reimbursed by state or federal funds. You have clients with Aging Matters. Does Aging Matters send those clients to you, or do you send people to Aging Matters, or is it both?
It is both ways.
Both ways.
Yes. I see more of the Aging Matters sending them to us. We have a few that trickle in when they don't know what resources, where to go, what to do. They like to use our services, but when we say the price of it, sometimes it kind of puts a red flag on it.
Aging Matters?
Not Aging Matters, just clients in general when we tell them what our daily cost is. So I tell them we'll work with you, and then we have insurance, so then we can provide to them other resources, and we do give them Aging Matters if they don't have these other resources too.
This is something, let's just talk about this for a minute, because this is something it's a touchy subject, and what we're talking about, folks, is a sliding fee scale. And you say you're willing to work with people. What that means, folks, is that if you have a certain affordability that you're going to pay to get somebody in daycare, because the quoted price is $65, what you need to do is talk to Marianna and find out, because a lot of it depends. The way daycares work is they have to have so many clients per day in order to break even. I had to do the same thing, and it makes more sense to get some clients in that may not be paying as much, but still you keep your ratios up, and it helps both the daycare and it helps a person get service. Other people that can well afford the care, they should not be objecting to paying the care, because it's still a very, very low expense compared to taking that person and putting them in an assisted living facility. And too many times, Marianna, people that want this type of care don't think about the ultimate cost.
Correct, they don't.
So, how do you advertise?
We advertise through Facebook. We have a Facebook page, I should say, is one of our advertisements. I go to Senior Expo events. I do networking through BAMS, Brevard Alliance, as well. Yes.
Brevard Association.
Association of yes.
Healthcare providers or something like that.
Through healthcare.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we go to rehab centers and get with the case managers, as well as some hospitals.
You work with the outreach discharge people at. You should be working with the discharge people at Wichita.
Yes, we have tried to get in. Sometimes it's a little challenge getting a hand on some people to talk to, but we do. I've gone down to Cape Canaveral Hospital as well, talked to them, and I also venture out to to churches, and give
That's
a couple.
Another big thing. And the churches are a tough nut to crack, because I hate to say it, but too many of the reverends and the pastors want to think that if you come in to try to help somebody, you're in it trying to get their collection basket money.
Yeah.
And that's just not true.
No.
And I went to one church, and I noticed all these four-wheelers in the back of the church. There's so many people on crutches and everything else, and walkers and canes, and we just all need to start thinking about how we can work together better.
I agree. Yes.
We really need to do
Yes.
that. So we've already talked about your hours. You get your meals from the food kitchen. What is another reason that you personally think, as a director, why adult daycare is so important to the care of seniors? Why is it?
Well, I feel because it gives them, makes them feel independent, that they don't have to be placed in a home.
Mm-hmm.
And so that they don't feel that they are becoming a burden on their caregivers and their loved one. So that when they come to our facility, they get their freedom. They don't feel like someone has to wait on them all the time as their caregiver, and they're being a burden for someone. I feel that the daycare is a great way for seniors to still be able to have their independence at home and not be placed in a nursing home or assisted living and lose that independence that occurs.
Do you have you experienced a thing where some of the people going to daycare will want to try and join in with your staff and help serve and help be a part of the everyday routine?
We do. There are a few of them that will say, we're just here for school, or we're here for volunteer work.
Right. Yeah.
And they love to help anyway. We have one client that likes to help with the laundry.
Good on you on there.
Yeah, we're fine with that. One that, at times likes to help put the silverware out and the napkins for lunchtime and everything. So, they like to show that they can.
I always
give a
like to
hand.
add a story that this one family lived on a corner of a street, and they had a corner house, and the father was in our daycare, and he started sweeping over in the daycare. He'd like to sweep the floor. So he'd been there about a week, and he went home, and it was on the weekend. He asked his daughter for a broom and a waste and a dustpan.
Dustpan.
And she said, "What do you want that for, Dad?" She said, "Well, I'm going to sweep the sidewalks." She said, "You're what?" He said, "I'm going to sweep the sidewalks." So she got him the broom and the dustpan, and every week, on a Saturday morning, he'd go out and sweep the sidewalks.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, it's
That's great.
But these are all stories, and this is what. This is why I think that you might want to think about a caregiver support group, because those people that have their loved ones in the daycare, sometimes they just don't understand what's happening, and sometimes the caregiver support group is another way to get the word out, word of mouth about what you're doing, because. See, not all daycares will take cognitive,
Right.
or take people that are incontinent, and. I remember a daycare was going to start up down south of the county, or in Indian River County, and they said he had a fence around the place. I said, "Well, how high is the fence?" He said, "Well, it's 18 inches." I said, "That's no fence." And I asked another question. He said, "Well, no, we don't take any. We don't change diapers or change people." I said, "Well, these people have dementia, and many of them wet themselves." And she said, "Oh, no, we can't do that." And I did not recommend people to go to that daycare, because I didn't feel that they really were paying attention to what the primary needs of their patient was.
Right.
Okay, we've covered a lot of questions. What else can you tell our listening audience about your adult day health care?
Well,
First of all, what's the phone number?
our phone number is area code 321-631-9014.
I'll say it slower.
321-631-9014.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
plenty of time, because
I know.
phone numbers are very important.
Yes, I tend to speak fast, so I apologize.
Let's talk again about the food. You get the food from the food kitchen. What are the quality meals been pretty good coming out of the food kitchen?
Yes, for the clients. They're pretty bland, but the clients pretty much eat it. But we do have a few that are picky, so they like to bring in their own food.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
So you let them do that?
Yes, we encourage that, because what's important is that they eat.
I agree. Once it's hard to get people to eat sometimes.
It is very hard.
That can be a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's where sometimes you need volunteers to help.
We do, yes. We are
Do you
always
have
open.
volunteers?
We do. We have Rockledge High. Some of their seniors came in and
okay.
did some volunteer hours. We are always open for volunteers. We love the help. Around lunchtime is the biggest time that we would really need the help because of the going to the restroom and getting ready for the lunch takes a lot of time for our staff.
And I also found that the older dementia people really liked the children to be around them. That was
They do. It really. You see the big stars.
a big smile.
Yep.
Big smile.
Big
yes.
smiles, yep, on their faces and everything. But yeah, with our daycare, we have been around for over 20 plus years, and we have a longevity within our staff. We have staff members that's been there with us for 17 years. Our staff is there because they love what they do. They love our clients, and we have a great social worker on hand who's there to help out with the client needs.
You sound like you got a pretty good staff. You have a social worker, you got an RPN, an LPN, you have an activities director, you got you as a director. Mm-hmm. You have a lady that does the cooking there on staff. We're almost out of time.
Yeah.
Is she also help with the clients?
She does. We have two floor staff that help out aides.
Okay. We're out of time, and I just want to thank you, Marianna. Hope that we've been able to help our listeners understand a little bit more about you. And look for Marianna's column in the next issue of Senior Scene magazine, folks. She'll tell you a little bit more about her daycare. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.